During the 1984-85 NBA season, Michael Jordan, as a rookie, he calmly walked into the league and averaged a cool 28.2 points per game, 51.5% field goal shooting, flying through the air, dunking on people, and really just changed the course of basketball, and sneakers as well. Of course, Michael Jordan won the Rookie of the Year that season, and in 2018, Jordan Brand used what Michael Jordan was wearing during his Rookie of the Year acceptance speech as inspiration, and came out with a Jordan 1 High, and now Jordan Brand is coming out with the low version of that shoe. Air Jordan 1 Low OG Rookie of the Year. Now the shoe is dropping on for $140 in the United States. So you see this colorway, it is referencing his attire back then, and first impressions of this shoe. It is good. I like it. I really like it. I especially like the hints of red and the black that goes with the shoe. Yeah, it is really nice. And I'll get to this more later, but in hand, when I first saw them, I was like, it's a decent colorway. It's not that nice, but like on feet, I feel like from a bird's eye view, when I looked down, it looked even better. It just really propelled it. I don't know. This is one of those shoes I think on feet looks better than on images. Now the 2018 Jordan High Rookie of the Year was a fan favorite because of the materials used. It was really nice. And the materials on the shoe, the base layer, it is leather. And this leather, it is pretty nice too. You can see the texture very clearly. It is not super soft, so it doesn't feel like flimsy or like cheap, but it still feels nice to the touch. And there's not like a super heavy polyurethane coating over it, so it doesn't feel like kind of plastic. And then on the overlays, it is nubuck. And again, the nubuck feels very nice and smooth, not super thin, not like flimsy. I love running my hands over this nubuck, and the color, like in hand, not on feet, it might look a little too light for me, but when I wore it and like saw it from a bird's eye view and saw it like on feet footage, it just looks really nice. I really like how the colors play into each other on the upper of the shoe. And then moving up the tongue, you get a very standard nylon Jordan tongue with the Nike Air branding on top, and that red Nike Air. I love that. That looks so good. So good. Like on the washed black Jordan 1s that I reviewed last year or maybe in 2022. I love how that red Nike Air just pops, and on this shoe as well. Love it, love it, love it. Now the swoosh itself, it is black nubuck, not like the most premium type of nubuck on that area, but it's very small amounts. And this shoe does come with just one set of laces, just black laces out of the box. I think if I had to choose another color, maybe just like white or maybe even like sail laces, but black laces I think looks the best out of the box. It just looks, yeah, perfect. Perfect with the rest of the colors on the shoe. Now speaking of the laces, one difference between an OG Jordan 1 Low versus an 85 cut. The Jordan 1 Low OGs, they only have 7 eyelets. The 85 cuts has 8. That's how the shoe originally came. Travis Scott gets very special treatment. He has 8 eyelets as well. But on OGs, I still think they should just default to the 85 cut, but they have to create another segment just to like manufacture some excitement when they do release 85 cuts. Now, unlike a non-OG Jordan 1 Low, the tongue of a low OG, it is a bit more subdued, so it's less like prominent, doesn't stick out as much. And it also has Nike Air branding instead of Jumpman branding. And then when you move on to the booty of the shoe, you will see the Wings logo that is on the heel of the shoe. On a non-OG Jordan 1 Low, it is on the heel counter, so the positioning is slightly different. And the Wings logo here, it is just printed. It is not like embroidered or stitched, just printed on the booty of the shoe. Now the Jordan 1 Low does come with a rubber cup sole with just a Nike Air unit on the heel. Now this sole, it is like slightly off-white. It's not like exactly pearly white, but it's not like sail where it's like very yellow or very obvious and it doesn't look kind of dirty or gross. And the outsole of the shoe, iconic, just a concentric circle Jordan 1 pattern. Now it's just a black outsole, very simple, goes with the rest of the shoe. In my mind, maybe gum bottoms might look pretty nice too, but again, I don't have that designer brain. Sometimes when I think of an idea in my head, like visually, I'm like, oh, it'll look nice, but then practically, looks like hot trash. And the insole of the shoe, it is a black insole with really nice Nike Air red branding. I love the hints of red on this shoe, and it is just a Dreamcell insole. Not the best quality, but probably could have been worse. Could have been worse. And the box of the shoe, it is like a tan box. Official color is Golden Harvest with red Nike Air branding. Now moving on to sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer. I wear a size 9.5 US in men's. And for Jordan 1 Lows, I stick true to size, even though for non-wide footers, you may be able to get away with going down half a size. The ankle padding area around the lows is slightly less prominent, so if you have like narrow or non-flat wide feet, you may be able to go down half a size. Now comfort wise, this is a very old shoe, very flat to the ground, low profile, kind of feel like you're just walking on the ground with like an extra layer. So it's not the most comfortable shoe. I wouldn't want to wear this like if I had to be on my feet an entire day, but out here and about, there's no real problems. And that brings the total sole score of the Jordan 1 Low OG Rookie of the Year to 31 out of 40. Pretty high score compared to other general releases. Now first it is colorway. I really like this colorway. As I get older, this kind of tan or like brown shoes just appeals to me more and more. I feel like it gives it a more sophisticated and more mature look. And like I said before, I think on feet, it looks even better. Now next it is materials. This was a highlight when the 2018 high version came out. And I think the materials on this shoe, it is really nice. The texture, the softness of the leather while not being super thin and like flimsy, and the nubuck overlays all feel really good. For a Jordan 1 Low in like 2025, this is probably about as nice materials as you're gonna get. And in terms of the comfort, the Jordan 1 Lows have never just been like the most comfortable shoe, at least for me anyway. Super flat, kind of feel like you're walking on the ground with like a big thick piece of cardboard separating you. It is pretty stiff. It is not like the lightest shoe. It has minimal technology, just one Nike Air in the heel. You barely feel it. The insoles are pretty hot garbage. If they came with polyurethane insoles for all Jordan 1 Lows, it'll up the comfort a little bit. But yeah, overall, just not the most comfortable. And in terms of the versatility, Jordan 1 Lows I think are probably the most versatile and wearable Jordans ever. I think for non-sneaker lovers even, they would appreciate wearing a Jordan 1 Low, and the wearability of this colorway. Maybe I'm wrong about this, or maybe I'm off base. I feel like this colorway just might appeal more to a slightly older demographic than like, 15-year-olds that might be super into sneakers. I might be off base because, I'm no longer part of that cohort. Probably like that old man speaking, but I feel like tan, brown, shades of brown, that just appeals to people that are like a certain age. And it definitely applies to me. Before, when I was like 15, 16, 17, I definitely didn't see this shade of shoes the same way I see them now. I really appreciate them a lot more now. I feel like even in a pretty formal occasion, which I don't really have many of those, but if you do happen to find yourself in a semi-formal occasion, I feel like you can wear these, nobody would look twice. 2025 looks to be an absolute insane bonkers year for Jordan Brand. They are bringing out basically everything. Like a lot of people, probably around my age as well, my generation, they grew up during a time when a lot of these shoes were released, but we were kids, teenagers, couldn't afford them. And now finally, as adults, we get our first chance to get a lot of those grails. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the year, and this shoe is just a great way to start the year. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 1 Low OG Rookie of the Year. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.